Welcome to the final men's Supa-Liga match for the night, where we have Perth AFC sporting a purple kit against the West Coast Cobras in their traditional green. Team lineups for today, we have Perth AFC number 1, Kanwal Singh, number 11, Giovanni Boccolo, number 66, Benjamin Thorpe, number 2, Benjamin O'Brien, number 6, Kimming Yip, number 4, Stefan Kuzet, and number 24, Ben Gertchu. And for the West Coast Cobras, number 9, Luke Ross, number 33, James Toth, number 19, Jordan Giacapo, number 16, Gregor Zirkus, number 5, Jamal Youssef, number 4, Jake Pizzuto, number 24, Luke Christie, number 28, Michael Dudek, and number 6, Diego Florenza. A very strong West Coast Cobras side against, I think, a slightly undermanned Perth AFC side today. And it should be an AFC kickoff. Starting lineup for AFC, we have Boccolo, Thorpe, O'Brien, and Kazet. And for the West Coast Cobras, we have Toth, Christie, Ross and Youssef. And of course in goals for the Cobras, Michael Dudek, and in goals for the Perth AFC, Kanwal Singh. Cobras winning themselves a corner kick nice and early. Ross with the shot, easily picked up off the floor by Singh, plays early to Kazet, back to Thorpe, Boccolo, Thorpe again, flick into the middle, as picked up by Christie, little touch to Ross, and now the West Coast Cobras have a chance to go forwards, flick over the top, Youssef, his volley spoiled by Boccolo. Christie and Dudek's made his way over halfway early. Ross gets his shot off, blocked by O'Brien. Toth putting in a battle there. Boccolo comes away with it. Kazet gets down the line past Ross. Thorpe couldn't keep the ball in play. Was a good chance there for AFC. And another chance here. Thorpe winning the ball against Youssef. Taking it all the way back deep into his defensive half. Plays forwards to, sorry, that's Thorpe. That was Kazet playing backwards. Boccolo. Kazet. Looking to get around Christie. In the middle for Thorpe. Has O'Brien on the left. Turns and shoots. Blocked by Ross. Both teams trying to get shots off nice and early. Thorpe with another shot. Saved by Dudek. And Youssef now bringing the ball forwards for the West Coast Cobras. Toth. Youssef down the line. Has Ross at the top. Time and space. Plays him in, and Ross looks like he'll touch and shoot. He actually took 2 touches and then shot, but sending it a little bit right of the post there. West Coast Cobras pressing early. Anyone who's followed the Cobras throughout the season knows that they play their best when they're putting on a high pressure and winning the ball in those positions. Toth can't get past Kazet.
Double wide, guys. Oh, double wide, just 5 meters.
AFC defenders being pushed back 5 meters. Christie on the ball, across to Ross. Ross against O'Brien, gets around him and gets his shot off to the back post. Christie a little bit slow on that run. Thorpe, the call from the Cobras is to press, but Thorpe has time and space there. Gets his pass off to Kazet, and he's given it away to Ross, who's cheaply given the ball straight back. Thorpe looking to go through Youssef. Yusuf wants a corner kick there, but it's been given to a Singh for a keeper's throw. Toth gets past Thorpe. Sends that ball wide. Been a little bit of end-to-end futsal here. Both teams probably a little bit excited. Haven't seen a lot of build-up attacking play. Kazette, Thorpe, back roll, given away. Yusuf gets around Kazette, does well, and he has Christie at the back post. Christie touch and a shoot, and Singh does well. Christie will be disappointed. 1v1 against the keeper. Couldn't find the back of the net. Ross, back to Toth. Ross again. Christie. Diagonal ball in behind the run of Ross. O'Brien off and Yip on for the AFC side. Cobras yet to make any subs. Ross putting on the pressure, and he's won himself a side ball just at halfway. Christie to Toth. Christie again. There's a lot of space in behind if the Cobras can make some penetrating runs forwards. Yusuf, Christie, Ross. Christie makes that run forwards, receives the ball in space, looks to take on Kazette. Gets the ball across the face, and the touch from Bakulo almost giving away the own goal. Possession given straight back to the Cobras, who have started building up their attacking play a little bit now. They're settling into the game. Toth to Ross. Yusuf. Ross makes that driving run forwards, and if Yusuf could have found his feet, he had a lot of space there in behind. Singh, Bakulo, and plays that one forwards. No one's making that driving run. Dudek making his way out of goals, and West Coast Cobras electing to play fifth man early, which I wish more teams would do, an exciting tactic. Toth looking to take on Yip, and Yip sends it out for a corner. Christie. Christie with the shot, and Singh had to put in a bit of effort to make that save. And the West Coast Cobras have really settled in, putting a lot of pressure on the AFC defence, and Ross's shot deflecting off the woodwork. Cobras pressing, and it pays off. Toth, little touch there to Christie, and Christie potentially could have shot that first time. Not sure if he's a left or right footer, but would have been a great opportunity to just slip it in on his right first time there. Kazette plays Singh. Yusuf gets his shot off, and it's looking like the West Coast Cobras are going to be first to put a goal on the scoreboard here. Ross, Yusuf. Ross again. Christie in the middle. Ross looking to take on Thorpe. Finds Christie. Ross again against Thorpe, and Thorpe puts a leg in. Doesn't get a foot on the ball though. Cobra slowing down a little bit. Toth gets past Yip, and they've hit the post again. Yusuf's shot blocked by Yip. Cobras have been unlucky so far not to have one on the board already. Nice little roll back from Yusuf, and there we go. Christie opening up the scoring for the West Coast Cobras. A well-deserved goal. Gatau on the court now for the AFC side. And Florenza on the court for the West Coast Cobras, as well as Pizzuto, their first subs of the match. Christie can't keep that ball in. Here's an opportunity for AFC. As Cobras defense gets pushed back to 5 meters. Touch to Bakulo. Kazette can't get past Ross. Side ball. Little touch to Yip. 1-2. Looking to go past Pizzuto, and it's cleaned up by Christie, who shields it out of play. Dudek and restarting play with his feet. I think that might have been a side ball from Christie. Christie. Florenza. Florenza was looking for the ball across the face to Ross. Couldn't find him, and that was a risky ball from Pizzuto to Dudek. Luckily, Dudek has great ball control and got that one down nice and easy. Ross can shoot here. Blocked by Yip. Dudek. Pizzuto. Ross. Florenza has Christie at the back post, and he elects to shoot to the front post. An easy save for Singh. Florenza and Christie, his second one for the match already from the top of the D. The Perth AFC side are going to have to fix these defensive mistakes, as you can see here in the instant replay. Not a lot of players blocking that middle area of the court. Thought back to Bakulo. Kazette finds Yip in the middle. Yip gets his shot off, and that one's wide. Dudek plays short to Florenza. Uzurkis on the court for the West Coast Cobras now. Yusuf. Florenza, and that was a heavy touch, hard for Yusuf to control. Luckily he wasn't under any pressure. Yusuf will keep this in play. Has Pizzuto in the middle. Pizzuto. Uzurkis. Yusuf. Looking for the run of Uzurkis, and it rolls to the hands of Singh. Thorpe's under pressure. Florenza doing well. Wins the ball back. Pizzuto back roll to Florenza. And West Coast Cobras building up their attacking play again. Been doing really well, moving the ball around and creating those gaps in the middle and a lot of space in behind the defensive lines. Uzurkis on the side ball. Yusuf. Dudek. Yusuf. Pizzuto stepping in front of Dudek to take that one. Florenza looks to go around Thorpe. Back to Yusuf. Uzurkis against Bakulo. Gives the ball away. And gives away a free kick. And that's a timeout called by the Perth AFC. We'll be back in just a moment. And AFC restart play with O'Brien back on the court. And the ball's given away as Zirkus gets his shot off. Singh gives away a corner kick. Zirkus. Yusuf gets his shot off. Touch out of play by O'Brien. And again, Dudek pushes forwards. Yusuf. Pizzuto. Yusuf. Dudek. Pizzuto. Yusuf again. Oh, and a little mispass there by Jamal Yusuf. And now West Coast Cobras have a 4v3. Bakulo makes his way back. Pizzuto. Florenza back to Pizzuto. Ozirkis, and that's a mispass, giving away possession. O'Brien touches with the head, and Yusuf also touched with the head. Kulo on the side ball. Kuzet. Thorpe. Mistouch there. Luckily keeps possession. Back to Bakulo. Kuzet couldn't keep the ball in play, and there wasn't really much pressure there on the AFC side. Giving away possession a little bit too easy there. And Kuzet does well. It's a heavy touch. He's going to need some help from his team, put pressure on, and they haven't made their way forwards quick enough. Thorpe wanting to put on pressure here. Kuzet pressing Yusuf, and O'Brien giving Toth a little bit too much space in the middle of the court there, letting the pressure release for the West Coast Cobras. Kuzet does well against Florenza. Oh, he gets past Bakulo. Ozirkis can't get there early enough. Yusuf slowly bring the ball forwards. Florenza down the line. Ozirkis looking to turn Thorpe, and he can't do it. Thorpe doesn't get past Florenza. Ozirkis in the middle. Toth pressured by Bakulo. Toth again. Kuzet in front of him. Back to Florenza. And Florenza with a nice 1-2 and a little fake shot and turn. Gets his shot off. Saved by Singh. Toth. Cuts in the middle. Back to Yusuf. Florenza. Toth. Hit out of play by O'Brien. Again, O'Brien potentially giving Toth a little bit too much space out on that left-hand side. Ross back on the court for the West Coast Cobra side, as well as Duke Capo putting in his first minutes. Dudek, Duke Capo, first touch of the match, ball through the middle, and will he get an assist for his first touch? No, he won't. It was a good ball by the West Coast Cobras number 19 for the shot of Ross. Ross, Duke Capo. Ross again has Dudek on the right, plays him in, and there's a lot of space. Duke Capo can get a shot off. Blocked by O'Brien. Duke Capo on the corner, all the way back to Ross. Looking to take on Bakulo. In the middle for Toth, and that's a great run by Ross on that left-hand side, and Toth can't find him. Sends that shot high. Christie back on the court for the Cobra side. Bakulo couldn't get on the end of that ball. Christie to Ross. Duke Capo. Ross. Christie on the left, plays him in. In the middle to Toth, and would have been a perfect opportunity for Toth to dummy for the run of Ross. The Cobras have a corner ball here. Christie down the line to Giacapo. Toth had to stretch for that one. Gets past Cazette, and that just rolls over the back leg of Singh. He'll be unhappy with that goal by James Toth. As you can see here on the replay, Toth got past his defender, and the second defending not coming in early enough to stop him getting the shot off. Giacapo pressing high. Gives away the ball to Singh for a goalkeeper throw. Singh finds O'Brien. Back to Yip. Thorpe. O'Brien again has a great little 1-2. Thorpe with a left foot shot, and it's blocked by Toth. Perth AFC finally starting to create some opportunities for themselves in the dying minutes of this first half. And that should be an AFC side ball. Cazette, shot from almost over halfway. Maybe should have just kept possession there. Toth, side ball. Christie makes his way up. Giacopo. Ross. It's a poor touch, but he's done well. Giacopo again. Ross is pressed by Cazette, and somehow Christie ends up with the ball, and Yip and Cazette are a little bit slow defensively there. Luckily, it didn't cost them. O'Brien, ball over the top for the run of Thorpe, headed out by Ross. Thorpe still putting on pressure, but he's all alone against 4 Cobras players as his team sits back and watches. AFC, of course, only have 2 players on the bench, so players might be trying to conserve a bit of energy, but at some point they're probably going to have to press high and try and win the ball to get themselves onto the scoreboard. 3-0 down with only 1 minute left in this first half. Ross, Christie, missed pass. Thorpe, can't keep the ball in. Ross on the side ball.
Keep going. Thank you.
Christie, Pizzuto. In the middle for Toth. Pizzuto, that was an excellent run, and the Perth AFC defence has been struggling with those runs forward. They've been a little bit sleepy to follow their runners. Toth against Yip. And I think that was touched out of play by Gertau. Apologies if I'm pronouncing that last name wrong. Ross. Toth gets around Yip. Saved by Singh. And the West Coast Cobras are going to continue their high pressure. And they do well pressing as a team. Pizzuto getting a touch there. Singh forced to play long. Cut out by Ross. Couldn't keep that one in play. Thorpe on the side ball. Yep, Thorpe. Looks to take on Christie down the line and gets his shot off wide. Toth. Against 2 down the line. He's going to have to go backwards. No, he's given away possession. Thorpe with the roulette turn. Made it a little bit early, but Ross has given away the free kick and he throws his hands up, but I have to agree with the referees on that call. Definitely went in late for that tackle. Clipping his ankle, Thorpe's ankle as he ran through. And that is the half-time whistle. We'll be back in just a moment.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions 5 nights a week at Mount Lawley and West Perth. Whether you're an individual or have a group of mates who want to play, there's a junior, men's, women's or mixed competition that will suit you. Contact us to get involved in futsal, an action-packed sport and the fastest growing sport in Australia.
And teams being called for now. It will be a West Coast Cobras kickoff. So we see Florenza, Pizzuto, Yusuf and Christie take the court for the Cobras. Bakulo, Kazette, Yip and Gachal for the Perth AFC side. Of course, Singh and Dudek still in goals. The West Coast Cobras moving the ball very quickly here. Opening up gaps in the AFC defence, and they find Yusuf in one of them, and Christie looking for a hat trick, sends it over the bar. Singh, long ball over the top, finds Gatrell. Ball's given away. Yusuf gets a deflection. Yusuf. Ball defended by Bakulo. Yusuf, Pizzuto. Christie, Florenza. Pizzuto. Florenza from the top of the D, and Kazette comes away, gets around Yusuf. Looks like he's going to get around Christie, gets his left foot shot off, and it's an easy pickup for Dudek. West Coast Cobras have got a 4v3 here as Gachal slowly makes his way back defensively. Pizzuto gets his shot off. Yip heads that one back safely to Singh. Christie, nice control with his chest. Florenza bringing the ball forwards. Pizzuto couldn't keep that ball in play. It was a hard one to control from Florenza. Kazette has thought, chooses to go down the line, and he runs into trouble. Yusuf across to Pizzuto. And then that was a good call from Pizzuto for the Christie to leave in the middle there. Unluckily, the AFC read the play, but it was a nice idea. Pizzuto, and that one's played out of play, and the West Coast Cobras are being a little bit sloppy in the opening minutes of the second half. Ball off the line, and that will be a turnover for the West Coast Cobras. Christie has Dudek, plays him in. Yusuf. Christie against Yip. His first touch is good. Oh, and he plays that one across the top of the D. Florenza couldn't get a foot on it. Florenza does well to hold the ball up in the middle there. Pressured now by Bakulo. He has to go all the way back to Dudek. And in the middle, Christie also does a good job holding the ball up. Pizzuto. Christie. Little touch around and he's in trouble. Ball's out for an AFC possession. Cosette. He's in trouble and he doesn't have any help. Thorpe finally making his way back, but it's not on the right angle. Christie comes away with the ball. Thorpe gets the touch in, preventing Christie getting his shot off and potentially a third goal for this match. Ozirkis on his left, and that's a soft shot. O'Brien. Nice dummy by Cosette. Bakulo looking for O'Brien. Picked up by Dudek and Ozirkis. 1v1 against Cosette. He has Jamal Yusuf making his way forwards. Yusuf somehow ends up with the ball at his feet still, and he even gets a shot off, blocked by O'Brien. Corner ball. 1-2 between Ross and Yusuf. Dudek. Pizzuto, he could have shot that. Played a Zirkus, and the touch from Bakulo sends it over the back line for a corner ball. Ross will shoot, and that was on target, blocked by O'Brien, and he looks like he's in a bit of pain there. I definitely would have stepped out of the way of that shot. Singh looking long, finds Thorpe. Nice touch from Thorpe. 1v1 against Ross. Can he get past him? He gets his shot off, and that one's high. Dudek plays Ross, pressed by Thorpe. And AFC need to keep the pressure on all of the players, making it a little bit too easy for West Coast Cobras to release the pressure in those high areas. One or two players pressing up and using a lot of energy for a side that doesn't have a lot of subs, and that is the fourth goal for the West Coast Cobras. As you can see, the Cobras had a 4v3 as Thorpe, as I was just saying, had used a lot of energy forwards, pressing by himself. His team wasn't backing him up in that position, and so there was no opportunity to win the ball high. And he had to try and quickly transition back to defense without much legs. Side ball for Cosette. Ball over the top. Nice touch from Thorpe. Gets past Toth. Thorpe has had Cosette behind. Chose to take on two and gave away possession. Cosette does well with his body there. Just muscling Toth off the ball. Cosette down the line. It's a nice idea, but well read by Dudek. Toth to Pizzuto. Down the line to Ozirkis. And not a lot of pressure on Ozirkis there. Gets his shot off and it's shielded out of play. Blocked out of play. Ozirkis with another shot. AFC defense struggling a lot in this match. Ross now bringing the ball forwards. Toth. There's space in behind. Pizzuto's making his way there. Ross gets his shot off and he hits the top bar, and that was a Sneaky little shot there. I didn't see it coming, and the AFC defence certainly didn't see it coming. No one stepping in for the block. Zirkus, dispossessed by Thorpe. He gets past Ross. He only has Toth to beat. Toth does well. Toth bringing the ball forwards. Pizzuto. Toth. Ozirkus has space. Ozirkus can turn and shoot there, and bit of a weak shot. Thorpe is by himself, and O'Brien and Cazette walking very slowly forwards to give support. Cazette can shoot. Gatchal. Cazette. Back to Gatchal. He slides to keep it in, but he can't. Florenza back on the court for the Cobra side. Dudek. Ball forward for Zirkus, and it was well defended by Gatchal, stepping in front there. Singh short to Thorpe. Cobra's pressing. Thorpe has virtually no options. Cazette made his way back, and that should be a free kick. Nope. Side ball. Ross. Ozirkus. Touch in the middle to Florenza. Back to Ross. Toth has time and space on that left-hand side. Florenza trying to make a blocking run there, but was just on the wrong shoulder of the player as Toth moved down the court. Toth sends that sign ball straight out of play. Cazette gives away possession straight away. Florenza. Ross. Toth. Oh, skims that one past the back post, and West Coast Cobras didn't have any runners. They should really have the legs in this match to be getting into those back post positions. And the timeout's been called now by the AFC side. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. And whistle's been blown. Teams are re-entering the court, and you can see from the West Coast Cobras a change has been made. Giacopo back on the court, and Bakulo back on the court for the Perth AFC side. Thorpe looking to take on Florenza. That's a great ball forwards, and it's a nice cutout by Ross. No pressure from the AFC side. Ross is going to have to create his own pressure. No, elects to play across to Toth. 1-2 with Florenza. Ross again. Again, no pressure. Ball in the middle, Giacopo. Touch out to Florenza, and I think that's the second ball I've seen Florenza give that's been quite difficult to control. Give him a pass. I don't think he's been playing Supa-Liga for the last couple of rounds. Toth dispossesses Cazette. Cazette dispossesses Toth. And he makes his way through two players. Couldn't get his shot off. Thorpe screaming for the ball on that right-hand side of the court. Toth, 1v1 against Bakulo. O'Brien, second defense, and narrowly gets the block in there. Ross, Florence is in the middle, free, and that was a good opportunity for the West Coast Cobras to extend their lead. Thorpe can't get past Florenza. Florenza, back to Giacopo. Toth, Ross. Florenza running forwards, leaves the ball for Giacopo, and Giacopo sends it wide. West Coast Cobras have had multiple opportunities, but they just don't have the runners going to the back post. Giacopo, I think the first one was definitely all ball, but the second one should warrant a card in my opinion. Somehow, referee Tom Clavers keeping his cards in his pockets, but that was 100% intentional from the number 19, Jordan Giacopo, and it was pretty disgusting play in my opinion. AFC restart play. Cazette gets around Florenza. Florenza does well. And I think that was a bit of a light foul given for the Perth AFC side. Cazette finds O'Brien and he can't put a foot on it. Frustrating scenes for the AFC side. O'Brien, flick over the top. Bakulo just misses out on the volley. Toth, ball in the middle, Giacopo. Back to Christie. Giacopo again. Florenza has time and space. Toth, Florenza. Bakulo. Oh, it was a good idea. Looking for the back heel for the run of Thorpe. And there's a 3v2 going the other way. Florenza finds Giacopo. And finally, the West Coast Cobras have a runner at the back post in Toth. Just sliding that one into an open net as Singh went down for the first ball from Giacopo. Yep. To Bakulo. We've got just over 6 minutes left here, and I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities for Perth AFC to bring back 1 or 2 goals, but they might have to start putting in a bit more of a collective effort, pressing as a team, and building up their attacking play as a team, rather than how they have been playing with just a couple of players or even just one player pressing high. And their attacking play building through quick counter-attacks. Thorpe to Yip. Thorpe. And that is a great screen run by Yip on Florenza. Thorpe gets past Yusuf. Can he get past Christie? No, he can't. It's been an excellent display, despite the scoreboard, of individual skills from the Perth AFC side. If they could just play a bit more cohesively as a team, they would definitely have a better running in this match. Christie, Florenza, excellent dummy, and Pizzuto almost caught off guard by it. Luckily, he made his way back. Free kick given away. Christie on the ball. Yusuf. Pizzuto. Yusuf. Back roll to Pizzuto. Has Christie on the far left. Ross. Pizzuto. Christie at the back post. Oh, he was past Yip there. He could have touched forward. Played back into the run of Pizzuto, and that one's just out of play from Thorpe. A little bit unlucky there. Was great display of footwork from the AFC number 66. Yusuf, excellent futsal tackle. Yusuf at the top of the D. Can't come away with it. Kazette, there's a 3v1, and if Perth AFC don't capitalise on that one, they probably aren't going to capitalise on anything else. That was their best opportunity of the match. They left themselves open going the other direction. It's Luke Ross. Puts one into the back of the net. Just slipping it past the back post. Kazette had an easy option but chose to take on Christie in a dangerous position. Gives away possession. Thorpe has Bakulo. Looks to take on Pizzuto. Bakulo's down the line. Can he find him? And Clavers, referee Tom Claver is deeming that ball still in play. Finds Bakulo this time, an excellent back heel. Ross is there to clean up. Bakulo with an excellent slide tackle. Oh, if only he could get to his feet a little bit quicker. Pizzuto has Christie at the back post. Finds him. And Christie finds his hat trick for the match. Player will restart from the centre through Gattal. Back to O'Brien, and the West Coast Cobras, despite being up 7-0, continuing their press. O'Brien receiving a yellow card for that one. Bit of confusion on the court. Tom Claver did blow his whistle to stop play and didn't blow it to restart play, so I can understand where that confusion's coming from. O'Brien. Bakulo. Pizzuto to Ross. Ross to Toth. Gets past O'Brien, and Florenza couldn't connect. Player's been stopped for a bit of moisture on the court. Kazette didn't have a lot of options. Played the ball straight into Pizzuto. Nice slide there to defend the attacking play of Toth. Florence's in the middle. Ross, excellent run forwards. Toth was a little bit slow playing that ball. Bakulo, excellent turn. And again, he's done him twice. Florenza Has a 3v2. Cosette almost going to ground for that one. And that was far too hard to the back post for Toth to shoot from Florenza. Luckily, the score is 7-0, so at the moment, doesn't really matter for the West Coast Cobras. Dudek plays long, finds Snow, doesn't quite find Toth. West Coast Cobras continuing to press. Cosette can't get past Toth, saved by Singh. Yip, little touch to O'Brien. Bakulo against Ross. Falls back with Cosette. Cosette can't get past Toth, and now it's Ross v Singh. Flicks it into his chest. Free kick's been called just outside the D there. And the yellow card's been shown. I think that might be a bit harsh from Claver. It wasn't intentional by any means. Toth on the ball. Touch to Ross, little back roll, and the back roll was a bit too strong. Giacopo on the corner kick, straight into Cosette, finds Ross. Dudek's made his way forwards, and AFC not blocking the middle of that court again. Yip was way too slow to put pressure on the ball there. Ross. Dudek, Ross again, gets past Bakulo. Ooh, and Toth just missing that ball at the back post, and he's sent that one out at the front post too, and somehow has a corner again. Florenza makes his way through two, and that is full time here. Score stands at 7-0 to the West Coast Cobras. Perth AFC, as I said at the start of the game, severely undermanned. It definitely showed in the progression of play throughout that match. That was our last Men's Superliga match for the night, and we have 2 more matches for you tomorrow afternoon. We'll hope you'll join us then. Thank you for joining us now.